Hey guys, I'm Mike Palumbo.
And I'm Devin Oates.
Welcome to Punch Drunk Kitchen.
It's a show where two amateur chefs and professional drunks take on dishes from around the world
And provide you useful tips so you can too.
Punch Drunk Kitchen is real food,
Real drinks.
real fun.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, I'm going to start things off tonight with the first drink, which is called the Americano. The Americano was popularized during the Prohibition era, and before then it was known from its two towns in which the liqueurs come from, which is Milano and Torino. So this is going to consist of 1.5 ounces of Campari, 1.5 ounces of sweet vermouth, 3 ounces of chilled club soda, and garnish with a simple orange and a lemon. Okay, for the Americano, we have the double shot and a single shot just for the measure out. So as you construct the drink, we're going to add the Campari, which is an Italian liqueur. 1.5 ounces of that. Alright. And the sweet vermouth. These both these liqueurs are used in the Americano and the Negroni. Okay, so 1.5 of the sweet vermouth. Three ounces of the chilled club soda. You should have this beautiful red color throughout the drink. All right. Next, we have a will of orange. And this is really going to help to bring out the essential oils of the orange and just accent the drink. And then the lemon. And for this drink, I really like to just add a bit to the edge of the glass. There you have it. For our first dish of the night, we're going to make chicken saltimbocca. Now traditionally this dish is made with veal, but just for accessibility and just for ease to recreate, we use chicken instead. So saltimbocca translates into jumps in the mouth, and that really speaks to the flavor which we're trying to produce by adding the prosciutto, the chicken, and the butter and the white wine reduction. This is going to be delicious. So first thing I do is I took a full fillet, a full breast, and I filleted them halfway. So from the fillet, you're just going to try to pound the meat out so you have an even cooking surface. So when you pound it, you kind of want to pull away from your strike. And the goal here is to break down the proteins without putting a hole in the meat, because presentation is important as well. Alright, so after we pound out the meat, we're going to add some basic seasoning, run it through the flour, and then we're going to hit it on the stove top. Alright, so basic seasoning, salt and pepper. What I'm doing here is just grabbing a pinch. You don't want to over season it because the prosciutto has salt in it as well, so to bring out those flavors. So do 3-finger pinch, salt, pepper. Hit both sides up. Make sure you use the same finger that you're using throughout. Don't switch from the chicken finger back into your bowl of salt and pepper here. Like I said, not too much. Just hit them. 3-finger pinch. You really can't mess this part up. Just make sure you don't oversalt it, because you can't come back from oversalting a dish. Alright, next we're going to dredge it in the flour. And make sure you knock off the excess here. You don't want the extra clumps in the... because you're just adding body to the dish, you're not drowning it. Alright, so we got the medium-high heat. We're going to throw a knob of butter into the cooking dish. Let it bubble up a bit. That's going to help get that caramelization we want. That beautiful caramelization we want in the chicken. So we have the knob of butter, medium-high heat, and we're just going to toss on the fillets. We're going to put these on about 4 to 5 minutes each side. So your first instinct is going to be to flip them over, make sure they're not burning, but just be calm. It's going to be fine. So let them cook through 4 to 5 minutes, and then we're just going to turn them over, and we're going to drop the heat and then add the prosciutto. Alright, so at the halfway mark, we're just going to flip these and just see that beautiful caramelization on the side. That just looks gorgeous. And we're kind of go off thickness, so this is a little bit thicker. We'll put that in the middle for the most heat. And we're just going to let these sit for another 3 or 4 minutes. We want to drop down the heat and then add the prosciutto. Let's just finish the other side. We're just going to take out the heat. I dropped the heat down as well. At this point, we're going to add the sage and the prosciutto. So as you see, we have 4 beautiful fillets. So we're going to cover these in sage, some dried sage. I mean, traditionally you want to get a fresh leaf, but we just could not find it anywhere. So a good layer of fresh sage here. And this is really going to bring out the flavor. I'm going to top that with some prosciutto. Okay. So prosciutto is just one of those things that I just find to be delicious. Alright, it doesn't have to be pretty at this point. So we have the prosciutto layered over the fillets, and this would be a beautiful little blanket just to bring in those sage or robust flavors. So next we're going to top with a little bit of mozzarella. This is fresh cut mozzarella. So after we layer these, we're going to add these back to the pan. We're going to put it on the top. Now the next point, you're just waiting on the cheese to melt. So we'll have this back down to a low heat, and we're just going to transfer it back to the plate. And just gonna top it. Okay, we hit it's about 90 seconds when I hit this back on the with the lid, just to catch just trap that heat and kind of get the cheese browning and melting out. So you see we have that little piece of cheese, and now it's just coming out with this beautiful, beautiful dish. And this looks like mouth-watering. Just lightly remove those to a plate. We can let those finish, kind of capturing those juices. And next we're gonna hit it with. Add about a half cup of white wine and let it reduce about halfway.
Hey guys, and for our second cocktail we're going to make a Negroni, kind of a play on the Americano we made earlier. Said to be invented in the 1920s when Count Negroni returned back to the United States from overseas and asked for a splash of gin with his Americano. So it's going to be 1 part Campari, 1 part sweet vermouth, 1 part gin, and a orange wheel. For the Negroni, we're going to start off with 1 part Campari. We'll do 1 ounce. Do 1 part of our sweet vermouth, another ounce. And 1 part gin. We're using a Bombay Sapphire. You can give that a gentle stir. Then we're going to add a wheel of orange peel. Give that a nice twist to get out the essential oils. Rub the rim of our glass. Go ahead and add it in there. Cheers. Alright guys, so to make our risotto, what we're going to use is we're going to use some arborio rice, very traditional rice to use for risotto. We have 1.5 cups of that to go with our 5 cups of stock. We're going to use some Parmesan cheese to finish it, but to start we're going to use some butter, some garlic, and an onion. Alright guys, so we're going to start out by dicing our yellow onion. Going to get off the skin here first. So we've removed the outer layer of the onion. Now we're going to get ready to fine dice it. I'll make some incisions. Now we're going to crush a clove of garlic. This will help make it easier to remove the outer layer of skin. Once that's gone, we're going to give it a rough chop. Make sure to keep the tips of your fingers back so you don't cut yourself. Oh, hi there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sweat our onions. First we're going to add 5 tablespoons of butter. Put that in there. Let that melt down a little bit, and then we're going to add our onions and our garlic. What you want to do is you want to sweat down the onions until they're translucent and you don't want them to brown. So now we're sweating down our onions and our garlic. You want to make sure that through every step of the cooking process that you're seasoning. So we're going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Continue to let this sweat down a little bit before we add our arborio rice and toast that off. Alright, so for me, this butter and onions is probably enough to eat, but we're going to add a little bit more to it. We're going to go ahead and add 5 cups of our arborio rice. What we're going to let this do is we're going to let this kind of bloom up. It's going to take some of that butter, add in volume before we start adding part by part our saffron infused stock. Alright, and now that we have our arborio rice a little toasted, kind of imparted some of that flavor from the butter, what we're going to start doing is traditionally you start adding the heated saffron stock ladle by ladle. We've already put it into this container to make it kind of easier to handle. Just make sure it's warm. If you add a cold stock, what it'll do is it'll drop the temperature of your rice, increase the cooking time, and kind of make your rice a little gluey, which you don't really want. What we're going to do is we're going to do this, and we're going to incorporate it until it's kind of taken into the rice, and we'll just do this step by step. It's kind of a painstaking process, but I promise it'll be worth it in the end. Alright, so we've already gone through a couple rotations of adding stock. You can see it's kind of absorbing into the rice. A common misconception is that you want to stir the rice consistently. You don't want to do that because what it'll do is it'll aerate the rice and kind of make it gloopy. Instead, what you want to do is you want to stir just frequently enough so that the granules rub against each other and kind of add the glutens to the meal, which will help make it creamy. Now that our risotto is finished cooking and has absorbed the stock, we're going to go ahead and add our Parmesan Reggiano. Mix this up. It should be a nice creamy consistency, and then we're going to go ahead and plate it in the bowl.
Okay, so we just took the chicken out, and next we're gonna make the white wine reduction. So what we have is the remaining of the chicken that we cooked it in, this awesome buttery, fat chicken stock, and we're gonna add in the 3/4 cup of white wine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna scrape off all that deliciousness from the bottom of the plate, and let this reduce about a little over half, and we're gonna have this delicious sauce. We spent the last 5 or 6 minutes kind of reducing the white wine, and we cleaned up the, scraped the bottom of the plate, getting all those giblets, and really get all that flavor infused in the sauce. So next we're going to transfer the sauce to the dishes. Ready for final presentation. So we're going to take some of this delicious mouth-watering sauce, and we're just going to liven up the chicken and the risotto. Alright. That looks delicious. Alright, we're going to add some Parmesan Reggiano to the top. And we're going to final touches parsley, fresh parsley leaf. And there you have it. Cheers.
So the best part of any meal, obviously.
Absolutely.
Is enjoying it.
Okay.
Let's start off with your chicken.
What's mouth watering?
No. Your mouth is not watering. Wow.
That is insane.
Use that real salty bite from the prosciutto. The creaminess of the risotto underneath it.
Perfect balance. The mozzarella kind of gives it that body, so you have a little bite to it, and the prosciutto.
I'm not saying the Italians are wrong, but as an American,
well played.
You have to have carbs with that. With your chicken.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Your risotto. Creamy, moist, great bite, just above the al dente.
People don't like the word moist, which is unfortunate.
It was a perfect word, I felt.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you know what? This dish has enough of cheese. Who doesn't love cheese?
My friend, you have outdone yourself.
You guys just gonna watch us eat this whole thing, or are you gonna watch us play some beer pong?
Can I get the privacy or?
All right, man. This is our very first episode. Obviously, kind of a learning experience for us. We had previously had a music channel. Met like, I'll say, very minimal success on that.
We've been playing around with trying to get some editing, trying to get our stuff out there. You know, focus on major points like talents that we have. We're both musically talented, a little bit, I'll say. And then we also have been, cooking has been a very big part of our life, and we want to kind of express that to our viewers, and hopefully we can kind of send some of that across, like those talents and that passion to you. So that's what we attempted to do in this episode.
Yeah, and I would say that, you know, this show, Punch Drunk Kitchen, isn't just for you guys. It's very much for us. It's giving us opportunities to learn more about our craft.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learn recipes, learn of different cultures, and kind of hone our skills. And I mean, I know just preparing this very first episode, just doing research on risotto and stuff like that, I've already, you know, tenfolded my knowledge on that. And as an Italian, kind of embarrassing that maybe I didn't know that kind of stuff to begin with. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely helping us. We hope it helps you guys for the food portion. Definitely, I don't think either of us are incredibly knowledgeable cocktail makers.
Yeah,
although we would like to be.
That's certainly the weakness in the episode.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very like gentlemanly skill to have.
I totally agree. I think it's something as you get older in age, you really need to have those areas where you progress and you finally you kind of step out, man. And I think in the kitchen is an important part. So the kitchen, and with the kitchen, if you can develop a cohesive flavor profile in the pan, you should also do the same in a cup. So with your cocktails.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been drinking for 7 years now, but traditionally 7 years. I'm 28.
Yeah. It works.
I said 7.
Carry the 2.
But yeah, I mean, traditionally, like, my go-tos will be something you wouldn't even consider a cocktail. You know, a drink with 3 ingredients. It'd be, a Crown and Coke or not Crown. It's Devil's Cut. Thanks for not sponsoring us. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to learn how to craft a cocktail, and I think today we kind of started off with some really classics that may have been a bit bold for our taste. I'm not going to say this tastes like, like lighter fluid, but it's definitely like a man's drink.
It's a manly drink. Like, we opened up with the cocktails. We thought, hey, why not? It's a classic Italian drink. I mean, to say classic, you think automatically like, oh, like Star Wars. That's a classic movie. Everyone loves it. So you think that should translate to the cocktail, and it really does not. Upon first sip, we think, okay, it has club soda, has some sweet vermouth, right? And it's really difficult to drink. I mean, I can understand, like in the Prohibition era in the 1920s, certainly, the objective isn't to enjoy your drink. The objective is to kind of get away from your day-to-day life. And I think this would certainly do the trick, especially
I'm about halfway through and I was like, let's stop this show. My life's spiraling out of control. I need to like sit down and think about how I'm going to better myself.
Yeah.
But we powered through it. And I'm still drinking.
Yeah, he has been a champ.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think moving forward, obviously, Punch Drunk is in our name. We'd like to delve deeper into that. We'd like to start bringing out some games, which we're going to do later. We're going to play some beer pong.
Beer pong, yes.
We got some. We went all out. We got some Italian beer, so it's at least thematic, if not childish.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that. I think we would like to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Things you'd like us to do, maybe regions of food you want us to cook, things you like, things you didn't like. Kind of just we're really open right now. It's our very first issue. We're not going to be insulted or anything. I think if you guys want something, it benefit us, behoove us to make a product that you guys would like.
Yeah, like Mike said, this is going to be, what we're taking away from episode 1 is the lessons learned. So areas where we did really great, like you guys did a good job, introductions maybe, or your personality really came through on, I don't know, making the risotto, or like your talent really shined through during the chicken dish. I mean, we're really looking for areas that we can improve, areas that we did well and did bad. Like, don't be afraid to say, hey, you guys really did a bad job on this editing, or hey, I don't think your cut to scene was very well. So, I mean, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah,
some areas to develop.
And there's some things we realized going into this that we're kind of at a disadvantage. We're working with a really small kitchen.
Yeah, that was really a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, living in the greater DC area, like, the bang for your buck isn't what it might be throughout the entire country.
Yeah.
So we're working with that. Our equipment isn't the greatest. I mean, granted, we have certainly stepped up from the days when we first started recording music.
I can remember the first time
on
we
like
did
a Sony Handycam with no lights. And
yeah, exactly.
It looks like the Blair Witch Project or whatever.
I'm so scared right now. Like, it's not coming up. We're both crying the whole time. It seems like we're real sweaty.
Yeah. So we definitely have that to work on, and I think that'll improve throughout the videos. But we're aware this isn't perfect, and we would like your help to get it as close to the perfect margin as possible.
Yeah. So one more point I want to send home is that we're looking to do this at least twice a month. We're looking on a two-week basis. So we'd like to know like what areas you would like to across the world you would like to kind of hit on. So if you are really big into Indian food or you want to hit some South American food, let us know and we'll try to put our own spin on their cuisine.
Yeah, for sure. I think just to give you a glimpse of the future, we were kind of tossing around the idea of doing something South American for our next issue.
I think that would be delicious, especially with cocktails. That was the big point.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to get ourselves to something more tropical, more fruity, more enjoyable.
Yes.
Maybe womanly, some would say. I'm okay with that. So we want to do that, and also, if you guys have any improvements you'd like to make to our recipe, any suggestions you think that might make that better, we're always open for that. I mean, we hope that we're not just telling you guys, this is kind of like an open communication. It's more of a commentary than us just talking to you guys. So, feel free to, send us your thoughts and share with each other in the comment section of here and on our social media sites when we get those off the ground.
One final note. I do want to say our pronunciation. There you go. Pronunciation of some of the terms, I'm sure they're way off. We had a couple of drinks. This is Punch Drunk Kitchen, so we're not sober, we're not clear-minded. We're just cooking these great dishes that we know. We're stepping outside our comfort zone, and we're trying to push ourselves to become better cooks and better chefs, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think the mark has been set. This is a really good groundwork.
Yes.
And we'll only grow from here. Hope you guys will stick around for the ride.
Yeah. Thanks. Cheers.
Right, now let's play some beer pong.
All right. Okay. All right. So for the beer pong, we're playing Tin Cup, and we're using Birra Moretti, which is authentic imported Italy beer that we can find. So we're using that just to stay in a thematic kind of mindset for the day. So we already used the other 5 beers. We're going to finish off this set with the final beer.
Yeah, so I'll go over the rules very briefly. These are our house rules. Me and Devin have been playing beer pong since my Navy days.
Yes.
So it's been a while. Traditionally, you don't see us on the opposite side of the table, but there's just the two of us, and he needs to go down. So that's the way it's going to work out.
We had discussed this earlier. He wasn't going to say that, but he still said it. So
I'm a confident man, if not an athletic man. So the rules are simple. We're going to play bounces. Counts as 2. You make 3 balls in a row. Balls back. If balls rolls back on the table, you are offered a shot behind the back. Once you win, the opponent is offered redemption.
yes.
He shoots till he misses. Am I missing anything?
Yeah. Your response when I win usually is what?
You cheat.
All right. So we're going to start off with eye for eye. So we're going to just maintain eye contact. We're going to shoot, and that just determines who gets to go first.
Look me in my soul.
It's harder for me because he wears glasses, so it just has the refracted light just beaming through my face. So I'm at a disadvantage off the bat. All right, 3, 2, 1.
And as you can see, clear start. The champion.
You threw that term around so loosely.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in 10 more shots. I'm gonna make a double somewhere around this.
All right, that's 1. 1 shot that I made did not make.
That's 2 shots he didn't make, actually. Who's counting? Who's counting?
Let me get some fairy dust on those.
Boom! Technically, that's how you would do it.
No, I got 1 more.
Oh.
You're getting it. He just said the rules. Jesus.
What about just drinking unleaded?
Mine is much stronger. Yours just tastes much worse. Yours is liqueur. Ball's back. No!
He's just saying words. Is this the AC?
When you finish after you toss twice? Jesus Christ!
I'm heating up.
He's hitting up.
Face a little flush.
Let me go left-handed foot. Sink.
Weird that he's better with that hand, right? Am I right? No!
Yes. Oh! Did you fuck? You?
I don't think it was.
I cannot believe you just did that.
I believe if you watch the slow motion, it was on the backside of the cup, but I do feel like I may have ruined it, so I'll let you take a shot. Raise your hand if you'd like.
No. Woo!
I don't think you would have made the first one, so you're welcome.
But I did. I did.
Boom!
Jesus!
Did you catch that?
See, alley-oop? Are you
Heat up.
serious? Are you?
He's on fire! Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to witness. He's still on fire!
I just started thinking about the consequences of me not winning. That's making 6 more beers. Wow.
Something you may learn about me is I'm not much of a closer. You may have noticed things have changed. The tides are turning, and my beer runneth over. What was the...
One shot redemption. Here we go. Can you do it? Overtime. What do we have?
No!
Oh, it's so close.
Cheers. I've lost.
You had to sip some of that before I poured the rest of this in.
You don't have enough room in your cup because you suck so bad.